Shalom, shalom. Anak Nawa Ha'aibar, Yasha'Allah, Hawalakim, Baha Racha, Shaw, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. Alright, so we the Hebrew Israelites coming in the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. Yahweh, which means he exists. Bahashim in the name. Yahushua, he delivers. Who the world calls ignorantly JC, Jesus Christ. Alright. Kahalayim La, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. Bahashim Racha HaKodash. Wa Mashana Kabadim Zaquayim Nawa Wa Malakim Shaw. Yasha'Allah Hazaquayim Iyar Gadawal. Wa Chasa Wa Shalom Wa Barakim Lahabachaya Shaw Hagawaya Yasha'Allah. Shalom. Peace. Alright, so all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means he exists. Bahashim, in the name Yahushua, he delivers. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace, mercy, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, peace. All right, so just want to go into Zephaniah, the 2nd chapter, and the 15th verse. All right, we're going to start at verse 13. It says, and he will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria, and will make Nineveh a desolation and dry like the wilderness. All right. And the flocks shall lie down in the midst of her, all the beasts of the nations, both the cormorant and the bittern shall lodge in the upper lintels of it. Their voice shall sing in the windows. Desolation shall be in the thresholds, for he shall uncover the cedar work. Verse 15. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly. You see, it's talking about America, Babylon the Great. In the scriptures, America is synonymous with spiritual Egypt, Assyria, Nineveh. All right, let's get into Babylon. All right, that great whore. It says, this is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. How has she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? Everyone that passeth by her shall hiss and wag his hand. You see, and this is going into the disposition of how America is going to be. You know, how it's going to be in the end. All right. This place is going to be destroyed with ICBM missiles. All right. Which is in the book of Joel. But we know this is America because, let me see. If you go to Isaiah chapter 47, and we can start from the top. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. All right. So come down and sit in the dust, because the Lord is taking the rulership from Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. And America is being taken out of power. You see, it says, sit on the ground, there is no throne. All right. America's no longer going to be that lady that she once was. All right, so to speak. It says there is no throne or daughter of the Chaldeans, and the daughter of the Chaldeans, or the daughter of Babylon, because it takes on the customs of Babylon. All right, it says, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. You see, because once before everybody felt like, oh, this is the place to be. You can do anything you want. You want to do. Have it your way, like Burger King. You know, have it your way. You know, this was always the place that, you know, foreigners and just people came over here to, you know, to live a so-called better life. You know, it was like the place to be, but it's not going to be called tender and delicate because it's being exposed. You know, all the stuff, the foundation of this place is being remembered. You know, because the Lord said he required that which is past. All right, verse 2. Take the millstones and grind mill. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the thigh, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Verse 4. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. See, at first, America was known as the Lady of Kingdoms. All right, I was wroth with my people. I polluted mine inheritance. and given them into thine hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy upon the ancient, as thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. So America didn't consider that they was going to be judged for what they did to the tribes, enslaving the tribes, the mass genocide, and the lifestyle that they push, destroying the nuclear family, you know. Verse 8 says, therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly. You remember Zephaniah 2:15, that dwellest carelessly. You see, if you go into that word careless, let's see what that word careless says. It says security, safety, a place of refuge, abstract safety, both the fact, security, and the feeling of trust, often adverb with or without preposition, safely, assurance, boldly, without, careless, confidence, hope, safety, secure, surely. You see, so what place on a planet Earth lives boldly? You see, does not America say proud to be an American? Just the overall spirit of America is proud, is bold. Again, America was known as the Lady of Kingdoms. If you got the spiritual eye to see that, you would see it. This place is people live carelessly and they live boldly. Let's continue on. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures. This place has nothing but pleasures. Everybody in all these other different countries, they got some so-called morals, so to speak. They're not really overindulging like in America. If you ask, they had like a little talk show or like a little podcast video thing on YouTube where they was just asking like, yeah, where would you want to go and why? They always chose America because of stuff that they heard, hearsay type things, But let's keep going. It says, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. And that's essentially how America was founded, off the backs of the Israelites, and on deception. All right. It's verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. You see, so that's the spirit of the so-called white man, and chiefly Babylon. All right, they feel like they not being seen for their wickedness, all these little secret meetings and stuff like that. That's why I know Obadiah says Obadiah 1 and 3, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, because Esau feel like the Lord allowed him to get on a certain level, so to speak. So he feel like he the top dog. He feel like he higher than the Most High. You see, but the Lord gonna bring him down. That's why if you go back to Zephaniah chapter 2, it says, verse 13, and he will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria, and will make Nineveh a desolation and dry like a wilderness. So verse 15, it says, this is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. How will she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? Everyone that passeth by her shall hiss and wag his hand. You see, so this place is gonna be desolate, just because of everything they push, And I got another precept, because this is going into the same thing as well. This is Revelation 18 and verse 5. Verse 4, it says, I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, they gave be not partakers of her sins, and they gave receive not of her plagues. You see, that's just speaking to the elect. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. You see, the Lord remembers, everything about the insurrection, not the insurrection, the how America was founded. How it was built on deception and off the backs of the genocide and the slavery of the Israelites. All right, and the constant war that Esau wages on us in this country, and all over the world, but chiefly Babylon. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double. You see, verse 7, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. You see, that's them pleasures. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. You see, they don't feel like anything is going to happen to this place. You see, that's why they push those legislations and different laws, because they feel like this place, nothing's going to happen to this place. Like in Psalm 49 and 11, it says they feel like it's going to continue forever. That's the pride of this devil. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, power, who judgeth her. All right. That's how this place is going to be made desolate for all the iniquities that have reached to the heavens. You see, this place is completely wicked. This whole world is wicked, but they're following the vibration of Babylon. You see. Well, Abarat Zada was edifying. Call Layam La Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah Bahashim Rakakdash. Hey, Shalom.